Namaste. In last period, we have discussed three-dimensional coordinate system. That means when we are having three axes, that is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, perpendicular to each other at point O, that is origin, and these three axes after intersection gives us the different parts of this space, and we call them as a octant. So we are having 8 octants. About positive z-axis, above this plane, we are having 8 octants. If I consider the first, that is positive x-axis, positive y-axis and positive z-axis, then the octant formed in this part is called as a first octant, in which all the axes are positive. And when we have considered any point in this octant, if I consider that point as a P, and when P is given, then we draw perpendicular on this plane, that means xy plane, xz plane and yz plane. To get the coordinate of the point in the space, we draw perpendicular from that point, on xy plane, on xz plane and on yz plane. The length of this perpendicular on these planes gives us the coordinates of this point if it present in the first octant, as all the coordinates in first octant, that is positive x-axis means first coordinate will be positive. Positive y-axis gives us the second coordinate as a positive, and positive z-axis gives us the third coordinate, that is z coordinate as a positive. So in first octant we are having the coordinate of this point P as a positive, positive, positive. Same example is considered on this board. Same point, if I consider that P, and I have drawn perpendicular from that P on this xy plane. Just we have considered here, this is the base, this plane is nothing but the xy plane formed by using positive x and positive y. So this plane we are calling as the xy plane. So PL is perpendicular on xy plane from P, PM is perpendicular on yz plane from that P, and this PN is perpendicular on this xz plane from P. So these three perpendiculars gives us the coordinate of this point P. Length of these three perpendiculars gives us the coordinate of the point P. Vice versa, when the coordinate of point P are given to us, that point is lying in the space, then with the coordinate x, y, z, then drawing perpendiculars from P on three planes. The first perpendicular we are seeing PM on this yz plane. This perpendicular's length is x. That's why by structure of parallelepiped, this side and this side will be same, and same will be the side of this parallelepiped O to A. So this x will be the value of this AO, and this will be the first coordinate of that point P. So this much distance by this structure is the distance of this side, which is the first coordinate of the point P, as we are considering it in first octant where all coordinates are positive. So this number must be x, as this point is on x-axis. That's why its first coordinate will be the number on the x-axis, that is x, and remaining two coordinates on x-axis will be 0, 0. The point which is on x-axis is having its coordinate as a x, 0, 0. Similarly, when we consider the perpendicular, that is PN, on this xz plane, whose length is y, as that of the second coordinate of the point P. So this length is equal to this length So O to B distance is y, and whenever this distance is y on positive y-axis, the coordinate of this point B, x coordinate will be 0, as this y is perpendicular to the x-axis at origin. That's why its first coordinate will be 0. Second will be the number at B, which is y, and third coordinate, that is z coordinate, is also 0 as y-axis intersects z-axis at origin. Similarly, we can say the third coordinate of this point P is nothing but the perpendicular drawn from that P on xy plane. So this height, this PL is Z. If this PL is Z, this MB will be Z, this NA will be Z, as well as this OC will be Z. So O to C distance is Z, and due to this, the point which is C on this Z axis will have its first and second coordinate as a 0, 0, and third coordinate will be the distance from origin up to that C, which is Z. So this is the structure of the points lies on the axis, x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Now we are having this L point. This L point is in xy plane, and yesterday we have discussed when the point is in xy plane, its z coordinate is 0. Its z coordinate is always 0 because this plane, as we consider in this case, this plane which is we are calling as xy plane intersects z axis at origin. So all the points in this plane are having their third coordinate as a 0 and first and second. So first as like that of the P and second as like that of the Y. When we consider point M, this point M is in YZ plane. When point is in YZ plane, we can say that its first coordinate, that is x coordinate, is 0 because this plane intersects the x-axis at origin. So all the points in YZ plane are having their first coordinate as a 0, and second and third will be as like that of the B and C. So second will be Y and third will be as like that of the Z. Similarly, the point which lies in XZ plane, the perpendicular drawn from P on the XZ plane, and we have said that in XZ plane the points Y coordinate, all points Y coordinate is always 0. So Y is 0. So point N is in XZ plane, that's why its middle coordinate is 0, and first coordinate is the perpendicular drawn from that N as well as that P. So this gives us the first coordinate as a X, second is 0, third as a Z, as we have taken this point at a height of Z unit from the XY plane. So this is the structure which gives us the information when point lies in XY plane, what is the coordinate of the point. When point lies in YZ plane, what are the general structure of the coordinate of the point. When the point lies in XZ plane, their middle coordinate is 0, that is Y coordinate is 0, and first and last will be the coordinate as per the position of the point. Here our all target was to discuss the point when it lies in first octant. Now we want to discuss when the point just like that of the P is lying in other octants, means second octant, third octant, fourth octant, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth. So we have considered one simple right hand rule system which gives us the anti-clockwise rotation about this positive z axis and gives us the different octants. So the second, that is, we have considered this as a first octant, which we are seeing as a O, positive X, positive Y, positive Z. In this octant, if I consider another teaching aids which is prepared by my dear Mrs. Lalita for our discussion, the space I am getting, the octant I am getting when positive X, positive Y, positive Z axis is like this. So this much amount of the space is called as the first octant. When point lies in first octant, its coordinates are positive, positive, positive. All the three axes are positive, positive. That's why point in the first octant will have all its coordinate as a positive, 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 just like the first quadrant, in which first coordinate and second coordinate of the point are positive, positive in case of plane, that is 2D. When we rotate this or we take in anti-clockwise direction about the z-axis, the second octant we get it as x negative, y positive and z positive. So in this case, x-axis is negative, y is positive and z is negative. So x coordinate of the point will be negative, and other two, that is x, y and z, these are the coordinates in general denoted by x, y, z. Then x will be negative, y is positive and z is positive. When we rotate in anti-clockwise direction, the third quadrant we get, the third octant we get with negative x-axis, negative y-axis and positive z-axis. So in this case, x is negative, y is negative and z is positive. When we rotate in anti-clockwise direction, we get next octant as where x is positive, y is negative and z is positive. So the coordinates or sign of the points in this octant will be first positive, second negative, third positive. And when we take the rotation about negative z-axis, when we take the rotation about negative z-axis, we get the first octant. इसको समझने के लिए एक सिंपल इंफॉर्मेशन आप याद में रखो, जैसे कोई अगर एक मकान है जिसमें डबल फ्लोर है, नीचे 4 रूम है, ऊपर 4 रूम है, तो नीचे के जो 4 रूम है जो आपने अभी कहा है, इनके साइन इस तरह से होते हैं, और ऊपर के जो 4 रूम है उनके भी अगर आप रोटेट करते हैं एंटी क्लॉकवाइज, तो उनको आप एक्सटेंट कह सकते हैं। नीचे के 4 रूम को पहले 4 ऑक्टेंट और ऊपर के 4, या फिर ऊपर के अगर आप लेना चाहते हैं पहले, या पॉजिटिव जेड एक्सिस अगर ऊपर है तो ऊपर के 4 रूम्स ऊपर के फ्लोर के उनको आप पहले 4 कह सकते हैं, और ग्राउंड फ्लोर के जो 4 रूम्स है उनको आप कह सकते हैं नीचे के नेक्स्ट वाले 4 ऑक्टेंट्स। इस तरह से अब मैंने नेगेटिव जेड एक्सिस ली, पहले पॉजिटिव जेड एक्सिस के एंटी क्लॉकवाइज में जो आपको ऑक्टेंट मिले थे 1 to 4, अब नेगेटिव जेड एक्सिस के एंटी क्लॉकवाइज रोटेशन के बाद जो आपको ऑक्टेंट मिलते हैं उसमें पॉजिटिव एक्स एक्सिस, negative y axis and negative z axis. That means fifth octant will be like this, in which x coordinate will be positive, y is negative and z is negative. After this, sixth octant will be x negative, y negative and z negative. All three axes in this case we are using as a negative, so the coordinate in this octant of any point will be negative. When we take next octant, that is 7th octant, in which x is negative, y is positive and z is negative. So this octant is having the coordinate, as first is negative, second is positive and third one is negative. And last octant, as we considered here, x is positive, y is positive and definitely z is negative. So this x positive, y positive and z negative, this gives us the information in detail what are the signs of the point when we take the point in different octants. In all we are having 8 octants. Now when we have these 8 octants and we consider infinite point in this octant, our target is to get a simple formula when the point is in space. If I consider this point P and point O, what is the formula to get the distance between point O to point P? So already we have used a formula, that is distance formula, when points are in plane. Now points are in space. In space we are having one extra coordinate to each point, that is called as a z coordinate. So we call that formula in case of 2D as distance of a point from origin is under root of x square plus y square, where x and y are the coordinates of the point P. Here we are having the point P with three coordinates x, y and z, and O is having same, that is 0, 0, 0. Then distance of the point P x comma y comma z from the origin O, whose coordinates are 0, 0, 0, is given by OP is equal to under root of x first coordinate की subtraction x minus 0 whole square plus second की subtraction y minus 0 whole square. यहां तक आपने फॉर्मूला ऑलरेडी यूज किया है. अब आपको एक और टर्म ऐड करनी है प्लस के बाद, जिसको आप कहेंगे z माइनस 0 होल स्क्वायर. अब हर ब्रैकेट में सेकंड टर्म अगर 0 है तो ये फॉर्मूला आपको इतना ही वैल्यू देता है, अंडर रूट में x स्क्वायर प्लस वाई स्क्वायर प्लस जेड स्क्वायर यूनिट्स. तो कोई भी पॉइंट स्पेस में है और उसके अगर कोऑर्डिनेट्स आपके पास अवेलेबल है तो उस पॉइंट के तक का डिस्टेंस, ओरिजिन से उस पॉइंट तक का डिस्टेंस आप इस डिस्टेंस फॉर्मूले से निकाल सकते हैं. अब आपके पास कोई भी दो पॉइंट्स अवेलेबल है जो स्पेस में है. अगर मैं कहता हूं कि यहाँ एक आपका पॉइंट है ए नाम का और यहाँ आपका पॉइंट बी नाम का है, तो स्पेस में दो अलग अलग पॉइंट है. ये प्लेन के ऊपर ही होगा ऐसा कह नहीं सकते. अगर मेरे पास यहाँ ये पॉइंट है और यहाँ बी पॉइंट है, instead of using on plane, if I consider that B as like this, and coordinate of that A are x1, y1, z1, as A is in space, its coordinates will be suppose x1, y1, z1, and the coordinate of the point B, if I consider x2, y2, z2. So the 2 points which are in space, their coordinates are supplied to us. Then the distance between these 2 points, distance between the points capital A, x1, y1, z1 and capital B, that is x2, y2, z2 is given by same formula, that is called as a distance formula, extending one extra term in the root. This formula is requiring root when AB is evaluated. So this gives us the difference of first coordinate. So x1 minus x2, or you can take x2 minus x1. In each case, difference of second coordinate, that is y1 minus y2 whole square, and difference of third coordinate, that is z1 minus z2 whole square. So this is the formula. First two term already we have used in root symbol for getting the distance between A and B when they are present in plane. Now they are present in space with 3 coordinates. Then the distance can be evaluated by adding this extra term, that is third term, to this formula. Another distance, any point in space is given with the coordinate. If I consider the point as a x, y, z, and if we want to get its distance from any axis, from x axis, from y axis, from z axis, so it can be also evaluated by using the distance formula. If I consider the point P and I want to get the distance of that point P from x axis, then this A to P distance from x axis, the distance of that P can be evaluated by using the point A to point P. This will be the perpendicular distance. Okay, so this will be the perpendicular distance, and we want to get this distance by using the coordinate of these 2 points. So distance of point P, whose coordinates are x, y, z, from the x-axis is given by, as you know from this figure, coordinates of P are given to us as x, y, z, and coordinates of this A by this parallelepiped structure are having x, 0, 0. Or in another language you can say that when point is on x-axis, first coordinate is meaningful. It will be with some number, and remaining two numbers, the remaining two coordinates will be definitely 0. Y coordinate will be 0, Z coordinate will be 0 when the point is on the x-axis. So when x 0 0 are the coordinates of point A and x y z are the coordinates of point P, by using the same distance formula, that is A to P, distance from A to P can be evaluated. This is the distance of that point from x-axis, and taking the formula by same way, we can have distance as x minus x whole square, y minus 0 whole square, and z minus 0 whole square. Now in first bracket, what is the value? X minus x. What will be the resultant? X minus x is 0. 0 square is equal to 0. So meaningful terms in the root symbol will be y square plus z square. So this is the perpendicular distance. When we find the distance from x-axis, it will be the under root of y square plus z square. When we find the distance of that point from y-axis, it will be the distance is equal to under root of x square plus z square. And when we find the distance of that point from z-axis, the distance will be under root of x square plus y square. So this is the simple information regarding this 3D structure, sign of each quadrant for given point, as well as the formulas which we have extended in 3D. From 2D formulas we have extended for 3D for getting the distance between the points. So this is the simple information. We will stop.